So, unfortunately, yeah, cat camp not going to be able to go on as usual. So, what's been kind of the biggest transition, knowing that everything's going to have to go virtual this year?
Yeah, you nailed it. Everything. Like everything's different, man. Everything is like, remember that old game your friends would play, like 52 pickup with the cards? You just like, all right, here, 52 cards, pick it up. You know, that's the world right now. And I just felt like we really had to. Your cat wants out.
Oh, they shut the door.
Cat's like,
Give me a second.
hold on a second. Wait a minute. I don't like this.
Yeah, there's four cats running around back and forth. So
That's hilarious. And it's, oh, there we go. More cats. So anyway, yeah, no, I think that it was, first of all, of course, very deflating to us when we realized that this is the first time, like every other live event, that we had to cancel New York. We had also planned our big reveal of our first San Diego Cat Camp, and that got scuttled as well. And we just didn't want to be away from the cat community for that long. We also realized that there are challenges that come up during this long period of isolation that make our relationship with our cats even more important. There's parts of cat advocacy that have become so much more important during this lockdown. So it wasn't ever a question what we would do. We really wanted to concentrate on the how and making sure that it didn't just feel like another extended Zoom call, that it felt like cat camp to the best of our ability, and that we were fostering a sense of community. But the cool thing is that for once we're not tied to a place where people from all over the world can get together and be a part of that community and learn about their cat, learn about the cats in their community and what they can do, and just have some fun with other people who love cats. And that's a tremendous thing for us. I mean, so there's always lemonade to be made, you know?
it definitely probably gives credence to making you guys be a lot more creative. I mean, you kind of have to.
Right. Yeah, we do. I mean, and we also have to double down on reaching through a screen and making sure that, listen, it's hard for anybody doing an event like this, but it's just when so much depends on you feeling a part of, you just want to make sure that you're doing everything you can. And I think we are. I think that there's some things that will surprise people, and also, like I said, I just don't feel like it's going to be like a conference call. It's going to be an event.
Is there a kind of a size, or, I mean, I got to imagine the bandwidth's going to be out of this world with the amount of people that's going to be on it at once. I mean, do you envision like such an enormous amount? Is it going to be more low key, or?
Well, there is
I mean, Cat Camps had a lot of people coming, so.
Yeah, well, let me just tell you, there is nothing in my life that wants to be low key, and this is just one of those things. No, man, I want a lot of people there, and a lot of people have already registered. Don't forget, it's free, so there's no. We're not behind any kind of a paywall. It's not like here's a few seconds of it. No, it's free. So yeah, I expect a ton of people to come, and of course, you need to register to be eligible for prizes, and you got to sign up for that reason, just to be involved in it. But it's free. So and that's really because the guys at Petco Foundation really stepped up for us and underwrote a lot of this so that people could come for free. So no, I expect a big crowd.
Isn't kind of your union with Petco too? They do something with the solutions that you offer, like for a cat may have anxiety, the cat may have really different things going on. It's almost like therapy for cats. Some of the solutions you have.
Yeah, no, I mean, Petco, the store and Petco Foundation are two separate entities. Of course, when you go to Petco and you check out and they say you want to round up and donate, of course, there's that. but they're two totally separate
Okay.
entities. We do sell our solutions in different spots throughout the world. I've been making them, man, it's been since 2000, so 20 years. So yeah, no, it's been a long time. They're a great tool, but no, the Petco Foundation is a separate entity. They've done amazing work around the country for animals in need and for people who step up for animals. And they've always been strong supporter of Cat Camp. And it would be very easy to say, well, you know, this is a virtual thing, so you know, but they didn't. They trusted us to use this medium for everything it's worth, and that's exactly what we plan on doing.
And I don't know if it's because of the pandemic, if people just kind of opened up their hearts, but it seems a lot of the shelters being around them, there's no animals. People are actually going and rescuing animals. I don't know if this is the relief from the pandemic is giving the relief of the pets, bringing them home, adding them to their family, fostering them. What's kind of your take on what's going on? Because the pandemic's not necessarily negative on the animal front.
No, I mean, and there's a double-edged sword to it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, when the pandemic first happened and shelters were forced to close, and of course PetSmarts and Petcos were closed, so a lot of the rescues had no place to bring their cats. They had to just shut it down for a minute while we all got our bearings, and that meant incredible innovation and ingenuity on the parts of those rescues and shelters, most of them anyway. And people like me just helped amplify the message and make sure my partners, you know, the Jackson Galaxy Project is part of Greater Good Charities. And Greater Good put together a website called Stay Home and Foster. All you had to do was sign up your name, and we would connect you with a foster agency in your area. 27,000 people signed up in the first week.
Wow.
Something like that. It's just that there was a willingness. We were home. What are we going to do? We want to save animals, and they're just going to bring them to our house, or there would be remote drop-off. I mean, there would be, you know, hands-free drop-off. All these types of things that I thought was so encouraging because it forced everybody out of their box, meaning potential adopters, potential foster parents, and the rescues and shelters themselves, to empty those shelters out. Now, I think we're in a place now where we really got to, and again, this is where Cat Camp comes in. We have to double down because all of these new homes have animals. All of these homes have fosters. And what happens next? What happens in a time of potential insecurity? What happens when we go back to work? And I think it's just important to feel connected and to feel encouraged and to feel supported during that time. And that's, again, why we're here.
And that's also times where somebody like you, a cat behaviorist, would be able to really give understanding to those people that don't understand those personalities of your pets, why the cats may be acting out the way they do. Because I know, unfortunately, some people that have to give up their pet, they just can't handle it. And like you said, maybe they're going back to work, and the insecurity of the pet, maybe they're destructing the house. I mean, years ago, people used to declaw their cats. Now we're not doing that. Maybe double-edged sword, where you're seeing like maybe they're ripping off furniture. Is that too much to give up your new feline friend, your new family member?
This is why, honestly, 10 seasons of My Cat from Hell, 4 books, countless videos. I'm trying to get, and Cat Camp, we're just trying to get you one step ahead of the curve, you know? So when the pandemic started, immediately there was a video where it's like, okay, I need you to do this. Second video was, now you did it, now what? We had a special My Cat from Hell episode, which was all about problems that cropped up during quarantine. We're trying. The only thing that you as a new adopter, you as a new foster parent need is a little patience. Don't forget, I mean, as humans, this year has messed with all of us to some degree or another. I don't know anybody who has just skated through this past 7 months, you know, or right, 7 months. Everybody has had moments of overwhelm, of frustration, of depression, of feeling that the walls are closing in on them, or their significant others are getting on their nerves, or the kids or whatever. And that includes the cats and the dogs. And everyone needs tools to get through this. And all I would ask as your cat godfather is that you show a little more take a breath than you're used to doing, because we all have to. We all have to learn a little bit more about ourselves.
And definitely your pets feed off of that emotion too.
That's a great point, and very true, that this energy becomes an echo chamber where, cats and dogs are such energetic creatures. We are all pent up. Maybe we're arguing. Maybe there's more noise than normal. Our animals feel it. They send it back to us in the form of undesirable behavior. We get mad at them because our fuse is shorter, and it turns into a pretty bad situation. But the great news is there are simple things that you can do to step away from that emotion.
Has there been, I guess, more downtime, or are you still really on the fly the same way that things would have been going regardless of the pandemic? Meaning, are you working on that next best-selling book? Are we going to see the Secret Life of Pets 3, but by your take, maybe? I don't know.
Yeah. No, I mean, it's been just like I was saying about how Cat Camp had to pivot. My whole life has been a pivot this year because, I'm used to being out there with everybody. I'm used to, we had to cancel our entire live tour this year, which was heartbreaking for me. I thrive on being with people and with the cat community, and going out to shelters, and I have not been able to do any of it. And once I was able to get off the self-pity part of things and get with the program, it became more videos, it became working on new books, it became putting Cat Camp together, helping to put Cat Camp together. Anything that I can possibly do to stay connected, and that's what I've been up to.
And you're learning just as well.
Oh, of course. That's the thing. And I think for anybody who does any form of teaching, getting away from feeling like a student for a second, and I am so guilty of this, you think you know everything, and then you get slapped around by something because you don't. And you're dealing with a world of individuals, whether they're animal individuals or human individuals, and everybody has something different going down. And yeah, in the meantime, I've learned a lot about my relationships with my wife, with my animals. We got 7 cats, 3 dogs, 2 chickens, and a turtle. We got a lot going on in this house, man. And it's been rewarding and trying, just like with everybody else.
So your behavior is not just with cats, especially in your own household.
Well, no, I've always said that my work is 50-50.
Yeah.
There's nothing that a cat does in a vacuum. And as you know, from all those years of My Cat from Hell, you walk into the house, everyone's like, this is a cat from hell. And you're like, all right, let's dig in here. We'll find out what you got to say about this. It's always 50-50. And that's one of the things I love about it. I love helping to walk people through their relationships.
But we're not going to have a turtle from hell anytime soon, though, right?
Man, my turtle is peerless, harmless, and absolutely fine. Yeah, but he's also this big, so there's that.
When you do your tour, have you you bring animals on tour? I'm unfamiliar how you kind of do it, or is it?
No, my show is it's called Total Cat Mojo Live, and that is basically me bringing the arc of that book, Total Cat Mojo, to life. We do it with music, we do it with puppetry, we do it with animation, whatever floats the boat. It's a one-man show. I would say 50% of it is totally improvised with the audience. And it is, for me, it's a blast. We've done, last year we did about 17 shows, and this year we were about to do that many more. We were going, this was going to be a year, man. We were going to go all over the country. We were going to Brazil, to Chile, to Colombia. We were going to Australia, and
wow.
COVID.
How's it been for you? I got to imagine too, because the first episode that I got to see this year was virtual. It's got to be such a weird feeling knowing like you can't reach out and touch the pet, have that direct interaction.
Yeah, no, and there was one moment where I was guiding the guardian through this because he was getting his lunch handed to him on a daily basis. I mean, I watched him get whooped by his cat like 3 separate times. So now I'm guiding him through how his body language could be triggering it. And I can see everything that's happening, but with me not being present with the cat, I definitely lose a little bit. And there's a talk about pivoting. I'm like, and I'm telling him, sit closer, just talk gently. And at any minute there, the cat could just be like, no, I've had it, And usually I would be there to take the blows and to bleed a little bit or whatever. But it was dicey. And again, in the long run, it was really rewarding. But man, I would not want to make a habit out of making a show like that. I mean, all credit to Animal Planet. I mean, notice that, like, wait a minute, there's a lot of people asking Jackson these questions, a lot of people frustrated. Let's go ahead and do it at home. We did that entire show here in this room, as you guys probably remember, with a couple of phones and Zoom and a Nest Cam, and that's about it. So
hey, it worked.
It worked. But I got to say, man, for 10 seasons, I was always saying there's a firewall between my cat from hell and my life, and that's my front door. So you guys can be out there. And that just got blown up, but well worth it, though. It was great to put it out there.
So we're going to see a couple more on the virtual end of the show, or was that kind of a one-off thing?
No, I'm kind of, that was a lot for me. I loved it. I'm glad it could help. But I think that the very second that we can get out there again, I think I think everyone to a certain degree has Zoom fatigue. And I think that's again, what we were trying to accomplish with Cat Camp, is just to make it feel not like that. But there's only so many things you can do. Technology is technology at this point, as I'm sure, everyone knows. So yeah, once I can get out there, I got a couple of shows that we're developing right now that I think you guys are going to love.
And just kind of wrapping it up, because I know you're on a little bit of a time crunch, but everybody's, I'm sure, got all their little questions, and they're probably all very similar in essence. Is there kind of one overall thing that maybe even a place to go and look at to get that behavior kind of fixed with their pets? Maybe it's from a cat crying, a cat being skittish, a cat for some reason only coming more out at night. Is there kind of a good resource for that?
Well, the first thing I'll remind everybody is, there's weird behaviors, but a lot of times you're just noticing it for the first time because you haven't been home, and they might not be weird at all. But if there's something that's totally out of character with your cat, something that you got a 5-year-old cat and all of a sudden they're like doing this weird thing around food, that's something that first and foremost, you go to the vet, you make sure that their health is okay. But it is telling you something. And that's, again, in terms of resources, all I can tell you is I've devoted a lot of time to these types of questions on our YouTube channel. And that's first and foremost where to go. And the book, Total Cat Mojo, is pretty much everything I know in one place. So between those two, you'll find something, is my hope.
And anything you'd like to add for any of the fans out there? What's next for you?
There's a lot. There's always a lot. My mind is never still, and that's to the detriment of everybody around me. Like I said, we're working on a new book, but that'll be a little while yet. We're developing new shows. And in the meantime, we're just paying a lot of attention to things like Cat Camp and YouTube and our social media, where we know that we can make the most connections with people. Our Facebook community is ridiculously interactive. Same with Instagram. So it's just check in with everything we got, and there's something for all cat people there. And in the meantime, come to Cat Camp. It's free. You're going to learn something. You're going to connect with people. You might even learn how to make a cat toy. and you'll see me. You'll see Kit and Lady Hannah Shaw. We're doing a Ask Me Anything with just the two of us. That's going to be fun. And you got nothing to lose, people. You got nothing to lose.
Awesome. Well, hey, maybe next time we'll see maybe a cat version of Desperado. You open it up, the guitar case,
Yeah.
catnip
Like,
flying everywhere.
what about like Unforgiven? You know, where he's like, you know, what does he say? It's like, I don't deserve this, and their deserve ain't got nothing to do with anything. That's the world of cats right there.
There you
Next
go.
time you get scratched.
Awesome. Hey, well, I really appreciate your time, and best of luck with the future and everything.
My pleasure. My pleasure. Take care.
Bye.
All right. Bye-bye.